Hey, I'm Ryan from draftyourbid.com, and today we're talking about how to turn lost proposals into winning ones. By the end, you'll have a simple system that turns every rejection into data and steadily lifts your win rate. Let's get into it. Here's a mindset shift that changes everything. Most freelancers and consultants treat a lost proposal as a failure to forget. You get the "we've decided to go another way" email, you feel the sting, you close the file, and you move on. But the best people in this business do the opposite. They treat every lost proposal as a free lesson in what the client wanted that you didn't deliver. Because that's exactly what it is. And if you collect those lessons, they compound into a serious competitive advantage. So let me show you the system. It starts with asking for feedback properly. Most people never do this because they're afraid the answer will be awkward or vague. But in practice, a client who chose someone else is usually willing to tell you why if you ask in the right way. And the right way is specific. Ask by phone rather than email, shortly after the decision. And frame it as genuine curiosity, not a challenge. Something like, "I wanted to thank you for the opportunity," and to ask, "Would you be willing to share what influenced your decision? I'm always looking to improve, and your perspective would be genuinely useful." The key words there are thank you, your perspective, and genuinely useful. You're asking as someone who wants to learn, not someone contesting the result. Most clients will answer honestly, and what they tell you is gold. Because once you've had enough of these conversations, a pattern emerges. Proposals lose for one of three reasons, and knowing which one applies to you is everything. The first reason is price. Your fee was higher than their budget, or higher than a competitor's. Now, sometimes that's genuinely unfixable, the money simply wasn't there. But be careful, because price objections are often a proxy for something else. We weren't convinced the value was worth the cost. And that's not a pricing problem, that's a proposal problem. You didn't build the value before you showed the number. The second reason is perceived risk. The client just wasn't confident enough that you could deliver. This shows up as we went with someone who had more experience in our sector, or we felt more comfortable with the other option. The fix here is almost always more specific evidence. More relevant case studies. Named credentials. A clearer methodology. A stronger reference. You reduce their fear by proving you've done this exact thing before. The third reason is lack of specificity. The proposal felt generic, like it could have gone to anyone. And this is actually the most encouraging feedback to get, because it means you had the capability, your proposal just didn't demonstrate it. The fix is investing more time understanding the client before you write a single word. Now, to spot which reason keeps costing you, keep a loss log. It's simple, a record of every lost proposal, the client, the value, the decision date, and the reason if you know it. Then review it every quarter. The patterns tell you where to focus. If you're consistently losing on price, maybe you're targeting clients who are too price sensitive for your offer, or you're revealing cost before you've built value. If you're consistently losing on risk, your evidence base needs strengthening. If it's specificity, your discovery process needs more depth. Instead of guessing why you lose, you'll know. But here's the half most people miss. Improving your losses is only one side of the equation. The other side is making your wins repeatable. Think about it, every winning proposal contains language, structures, and approaches that demonstrably worked. Case studies that resonated. Value statements that connected. A pricing rationale that survived negotiation. And what do most consultants do? They write that content once, use it in one proposal, and then rewrite it from scratch for the next client, losing the investment every single time. So don't do that. Build a library of your strongest content. The executive summary paragraphs that got positive feedback. The case studies structured so you can adapt them quickly. The pricing rationale that held up under pressure. The methodology descriptions people praised for clarity. Then start every new proposal from your best work, not a blank page. Over time, your starting point keeps getting stronger, and your win rate quietly follows. And I want you to feel how powerful this is over time. Imagine you improve your win rate by just 10%, from winning 3 in 10 pitches to 3.3 in 10. On its own, that sounds tiny. But applied across a whole year at the same proposal volume, it compounds into meaningfully more revenue, or the freedom to be more selective about the work you take. The consultants who analyze their losses, ask for feedback, and build from their wins simply grow faster than the ones treating each proposal as an isolated event. The process itself is the advantage. So here's your takeaway. After every decision, win or lose, ask why. Sort your losses into price, risk, or specificity. Keep a loss log and review it quarterly. And build a living library from everything that wins. Do that, and you stop starting from zero, and every proposal makes the next one stronger. Let me show you how this plays out in practice. Imagine you lose a pitch you were sure you'd win. Instead of stewing, you call the prospect and use that exact wording, "Thank you, your perspective would be genuinely useful." And they tell you honestly, your proposal was great, but the other firm included 2 case studies from our exact industry, and we just felt safer. That single sentence is worth a fortune. It tells you your loss wasn't price, it was perceived risk, and the fix is specific, sector-relevant proof. So you go into your loss log, you notice this is the 3rd time you've heard something similar, and you realize you've been leading with generic capability statements instead of targeted case studies. You rebuild your proposal template to put a relevant case study on page 2, every time. 3 pitches later, you win one you'd probably have lost. That's the whole system in miniature. Ask, categorize, spot the pattern, fix the template. None of it requires talent, just the discipline to treat every outcome as information instead of a verdict on your worth. And that's how to turn lost proposals into winning ones. If this helped, do hit like and subscribe, it genuinely helps the channel. And I'd love to hear from you, so drop your proposal questions in the comments and I'll answer them. Before you go, take a look at the video showing on screen right now. Chances are you haven't seen it yet, and it's a perfect next watch from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.